Welcome to the 107th commencement exercises for Don Bosco Prep High School. Please stand for the playing of the national anthem, sung by Gianluca Tredici and the Bosco Prep Band.
It is customary at commencement exercises that a member of the graduating class offer words of greeting to his classmates and their guests, a salutatory address. This year's salutatorian is Mr. Christian Kim. Christian is a member of the National Honor Society and the Math, English, and Latin Honor Societies. He is the creator and president of the Don Bosco Prep Math Club. Christian competed on the varsity swimming team and was a member of DECA all 4 years. Will attend Boston College next year. Please join me in welcoming Christian Kim.
that I will always cherish and share memories with. I met teachers that I owe endless amounts of gratitude to for allowing me to realize my dreams. And I met the Don Bosco Prep community, which has created so many relationships and connections, making the brotherhood so special. Not only did I learn academically, I also learned life lessons that have shaped me into the person I am today. The 4 core pillars of St. John Bosco's oratory: a home that welcomes, a playground where friends meet, a church that evangelizes, and a school that prepares for life are nothing short of what Don Bosco Prep has been for us. I have nothing but thanks for the time I spent at Bosco, and I know that I will be prepared for any upcoming challenge. Although graduation may be the end of the race, it is not the finish line. There are still so many more races in life, and I am assured that each graduate will find their own race to run. To the class of 2022, find your own race and run as hard as you can. There will be ups and downs just like we experienced at Bosco, but don't let that stop you from chasing your dreams. I encourage all of my fellow graduates to pursue what they hold most dear and take the opportunities that Bosco has provided us with. Keep the valuable lessons that you learned as an Ironman at Bosco and apply them in whatever endeavors await you. Thank you to everyone that has supported us throughout our high school journey in developing our growth, as we end this race and start a new one. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian, for your thoughtful and inspiring remarks. I would now like to invite Mr. Azzolino to come forward to welcome and introduce this year's commencement speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Giandoli. Dr. Joel Bloom started his career working as an economist. He subsequently became an educator and administrator for the New York City Public Schools. Given his background in economics and education, he later joined Teachers College, Columbia University, as a research director. From 1983 through 1990, he was a member of the administration of New Jersey Governor Thomas Kean, serving as an assistant commissioner in the Department of Education. In July 1990, Dr. Bloom began his 28-year career at NJIT as vice president. In 1998, Dr. Bloom was appointed as the founding dean of the Albert Dorman Honors College, in addition to his vice president responsibilities. The Honors College currently enrolls over 750 scholars who come from 15 states and is ranked among the nation's top 10 honors college. As president since 2011, using Vision 2020, an aggressive strategic plan, he was responsible for growing the enrollments. These programs and other initiatives have resulted in NJIT being recognized as among the top 20 national universities for graduating minority engineers. Dr. Bloom and his team have completed a $200 million fundraising campaign, adding 1 million square feet of teaching and research facilities. He's appointed 130 new faculty members, grown the research expenditures from $80 million to over $160 million. And he also created an NJIT corporation, the New Jersey Innovation Institute, to partner with companies, government, and other universities for the purpose of economic development. NJIT's annual economic impact for the state of New Jersey is over $2 billion annually. Most recently, NJIT was named in the New York Times report and Forbes magazine as the #1 university in the nation for alumni economic mobility, moving students from the lowest quintiles of family income to among the highest quintiles of earnings. Under Dr. Bloom's leadership, a similar accolade was achieved in 2016 when NJIT was reported by PayScale as being the #1 in the nation for its alumni return on investments when comparing the low cost of education to their starting and mid-career salaries. Dr. Bloom is presently board chair of the University Heights Science and Technology Park and serves as a board member of Governor's Commission for Science, Innovation, and Technology, the Philadelphia Alliance for Minority Participation, the U.S. Air Force Civilian Leadership Program, and La Casa Don Pietro. Dr. Bloom has most recently been named Educator of the Year by the New Jersey R&D Council and been the recipient of other national and state education awards. Dr. Bloom holds a master's degree and doctorate from Teachers College, Columbia University. He also earned master's and bachelor's degrees from Hunter College of the City University in New York City. So please help me welcome, and without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Joel Bloom. Is that long enough? Yes, yes. I'm not going to take a picture. All right. Can we take a picture? Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Azzolino. And thank you, esteemed colleagues here on the stage, Mr. Fazio, and to all of the outstanding educators who are here today. I've had the good fortune of spending 40 plus years in education. Tried industry for a while, great place to make good money, but to have a significant impact, there's nothing better than being an educator. So I thank you, all the educators who are here today, and all that you've done in producing this fine graduating class. One of the things I want to make sure of, though, that we don't leave out of this critically important equation of getting the graduating class of 2022 here today are all the parents, friends, significant others, grandparents. And I'd like them in particular to receive a round of applause, please. So my comments today are intended to be uplifting, but we do have to bring in areas of concern, because to be citizens of this nation and this world, you have to be engaged in what is going on, not only here locally or nationally, but internationally, and these days even intergalactically. Space wars is becoming real, and NJIT actually plays a role in some of that. So first of all, thank you for inviting me, the 2022 graduates of the Don Bosco Prep, and to be part of your very important celebration here today. It is my pleasure, my absolute pleasure, to share this day with you. Congratulations, graduates. This is your day. I am sure you can give yourself a round of applause. I am sure you have earned this moment. I've been familiar with this school for quite a while and the outstanding leadership that you've had here and how this school has grown. For more than 100 years, Don Bosco has been preparing scholars. Actually, a good number of them show up at NJIT as undergraduates, so we've always had a bit of a relationship. There are 3 that I'm aware of that are currently in the last year's freshman class. So you are the next generation, as I've learned to call you folks the Iron Men. At NJIT, we're the Highlanders, the Iron Men. And that name implies a lot. Obviously strength, obviously the need to build. You can't build without iron. And obviously determination, resiliency, and all those very good adjectives that goes along with this. I encourage you to embrace the opportunity that you will have. This is an amazing time to be going on to higher education, to the job market, just absolutely amazing. There are not enough people out there to do the jobs that are in desperate need. And I'm going to focus a little on the jobs in STEM. You all know what STEM is: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And if you want to think about STEM, just think about what you've done today, graduates, what you're wearing, what you're going to communicate through. Every item that you've touched, that you've worn, that you've ingested, all the appliances that you've used today, all grow from STEM professions. The architects who very often do the design work, the engineers who do oversee the building, the scientists and the mathematicians who make sure we get it right, so for the most part, all this works well. So STEM is critically important to you. But one of the things about STEM that we've learned as we've attempted to build driverless cars, send people to the moon, working on the desperately bad situation of our climate, desperately bad. If you are going to commit to doing something else, not only in your profession, commit to making sure that we as a society, as a nation, continue to reduce our carbon footprint. We happen to be, NJIT has one of the largest telescopes in the world. It's out there in Big Bear, California. And when you look through our telescope, we see all the holes. And we have kept records for the 30 years we've been operating these telescopes. And I am telling you, the holes in our ozone layer are not 100 times more, not 200 times more, but over 1,000 times. And that is the worst thing we could do, among other things, to our climate. So please commit to doing that. And when you choose your university or college program, stay involved, get involved. I know there's a number of clubs here at Don Bosco. I looked at some of them, Decker, and you have an architectural club. Stay involved in clubs. You learn, as you may have already figured out, but you'll see it more when you are in a university. You learn as much from your colleagues, because every university, and I'm sure Bosco does it as well, puts you in teams to solve complex problems that many of you will be dealing with, whether it's in finance, in engineering, in medicine. It takes a team, just as though it took a village to get you here today. It takes a team. But teams are not easy to work. The most important thing you learn to be a member of a team, and I was looking at your website, what do they have, seven habits of effective teams. That is outstanding. I don't know whose idea that was, or put it together, but because some of them, I only looked at the website after I wrote my speech, and some of it overlaps a lot. So and one of the things in working in teams is you have to be an outstanding listener. I know a number of us have learned to turn people off. You should, particularly sometimes on that great internet of ours. Not your parents, of course, not the folks here who try to educate you for the last 4+ years. But you must be a great listener. That's how you learn. That's how you work in teams. So make sure you're a team. Make sure you're an optimist. As bad as things look, and they are at times, I saw you did a fundraiser for the Ukraine. And I won't do it here, but at my graduation, I did ask for a moment of silence. And we've also, at NJIT, attempted to help the Ukrainian people. I, in fact, have a group of faculty who are scientists in very specific areas in treating the wounded and helping with defense over in the Ukraine as we speak today. So the Ukraine is a absolute humanitarian disaster. And that's for you as the next generation, the next young men and women, young men going to college, need to make sure you stay in touch with that context of international relationships, but remain optimistic. Actually, on your 7 habits of effective teams, I already covered that one. You had to synergize. Together is better. Together and diverse is better yet. The more diversity of people around a table, working on a project, solving complex problems, better the solutions. There's a quick story I'll tell about safety belts. Everyone knows what a safety belt is, right? They're in your cars. Up until 1985, more women were severely injured and died in accidents wearing safety belts than men. 1985. That's pretty, I know it's, for some of you it's history, but for some of us it's pretty recent. And you know, they figured it out in 1985. And seatbelts came into being in 1969. Prehistoric times, right? 1969, from 1969 to 1985, they hadn't really kept track of the death of people by gender wearing seatbelts. And you know why more women were dying wearing seatbelts than men? Because they were designed by men. The crash dummies were physically the size of the average man. Because they never had a female engineer working in that end of the automobile business, understanding seatbelts. It all changed in 1985. They now redesigned seatbelts, designed them, and not as many women. In fact, disproportionately, because probably more women with seatbelts right than men do, that number has declined. So those habits, back to those habits. Be a leader and a team member. You have to lead. Very, very privileged to come to this school. And there's an old saying that comes out of the Bible: to whom much is given, much is expected. You have to lead. You have to take responsibility. You've got to make some right and good decisions. Not easy to do all the time against the challenges that we see out there. Be proactive. That was mine also. It's one of your 7 habits. Take responsibility. The generation that graduated from college a couple years ago, you know, they had the X generation, the Z generation. I'm not sure they've given your group a generation alpha or numeric yet, but it's seen as shunning responsibility. No full generation of anyone graduating out of high schools like this or universities like mine should be unwilling to take responsibility. And I'll say it again, and I'll probably say it at least 2 more times. Take responsibility for that climate around you. I was just traveling in Africa. In Africa, most people think of Africa as a third world country, well, a third world country, yeah, third world continent. They don't allow plastic bottles in most of Africa. No plastic bottles. Most of the energy you see in the country, I was in South Africa and Botswana, is solar energy. You don't see fuel lines in much of Africa. They're starting a little newer at introducing technology. So we have a lot to learn from others. I love the one that I didn't understand it at first, of these effective habits. Sharpen the saw, renew the body, mind, heart, and soul. Some of you who are sitting here may be holding those posters that are on the web with all of these brilliantly articulated statements. And last one, understand and be understood. Understand, that's that listening skill. So I want to say to you, as I close out my comments, you're a talented group of people. You are a very talented group of people. We expect great things from you. We expect you to show respect, regardless of who that is directed toward. Every one of us, regardless of what you do in life, deserves respect. Took me a little while to figure that one out. We all, somewhat, same way, run on the same electrical, mechanical systems, and we all have to respect one another. Stay informed. We've seen what we went through with this horrible pandemic. I hope none of you personally suffered or personally experienced loss. But this is the first time in American history that there was so much misinformation. People died because of misinformation, and it's still out there. So when you're confronted with a problem, or you don't know what to do, the power of the internet could be a blessing, but it also can be a curse. Always go to people who are authorities, who have learned, who've had the experience. If somebody asked me who was one of my heroes today, Dr. Bocci. Dr. Bocci was a former president of Rutgers. He's not my hero. So I've just blocked on the name of our great doctor who led the war against the pandemic. Fauci. I knew it was something with an I at the end of it. Fauci, thank you. He's a hero. And look at the abuse he took. Look at the abuse he's still taking. He is an American hero. Where would we be without Fauci and names that end in I? I'm meeting my wife later for a good Italian dinner. So I thank you for listening. I wish you all the best of luck. Godspeed, and take care of one another. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bloom. At this time, it is my honor to present to you the valedictorian of the class of 2022, Patrick Mcdonnell. During his 4 years at Don Bosco Prep, Patrick was a 4-year varsity tennis player. He co-founded the Medical Biology Club. He is a member of the National Honor Society and the Math and Latin Honor Societies. Patrick will attend the Worcester Polytechnic Institute next year. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Patrick Mcdonnell.
I want to start with with a thank you and a good evening to Father Abe, Mr. Fazio, the Salesian community, administration, faculty, staff, family, friends, and the class of 2022. The experiences that we have all shared during our time here is something that cannot be fully explained or described in the short amount of time that I have now, but I will do my best. The past 4 years have been filled with many barriers and obstacles that have challenged us physically, mentally, and spiritually. But throughout it all, we have kept one thing constant. We are Iron Men. We are resilient, determined, and unwavering in our pursuit of whatever goal we set out for ourselves. The image of the Iron Man, written out in the Iron Man Code, is something that we have lived out both in school and in our everyday lives. And now that we are graduating, we are responsible for continuing to live out that code and teach others through the example of good deeds. This moment marks the end of our journey together, but it does not mark the end of all the relationships that we have formed. Even though we are leaving the physical home of the Iron Man tonight, I believe that we will always keep its spirit within us in wherever we go off to in college, in our jobs, and throughout our lives. We have grown as a class through our success and failures, our wins and losses, not just on the football field, and have learned countless lessons that books or lectures would never be able to teach. We have come not to learn, but to experience a brotherhood in a way that many of us have never been a part of before. This feeling of unity to both our identity as a school and as a brotherhood gives a strong testament to the lasting bonds formed between the students, teachers, and the Salesians, which transcend the bounds of high school into friendships that last for a lifetime. The friendships that we have made will never end, but rather further evolve and develop as we learn more about ourselves and the world around us as we travel around the world. Although our class is about to split up into different colleges, professions, lifestyles, and beliefs, we will always be able to recall the good times of a game at MetLife, our athletic and academic achievements, and jumping into the pond on the last day of school. Many of our teachers have left a lasting impression on us over the past few years, such as the attempts for a passing grade on Mr. Kilduff's test, the random history factor story from Mr. Zawiski, and the desperate attempts to survive Dr. Stoller's celebrations of learning. Our time at Bosco, all of the good times and bad times, have transformed us into the men that Don Bosco sought to teach when he first began his oratory. Although this moment may be seen by many as sad or uncertain, although some are definitely relieved, we should remain confident in our capabilities as a student of Don Bosco Prep, and that as graduates we are ready to take on any challenge that we will face in the future. The struggles that we have overcome both on the field, in the classroom, and in our communities have more than prepared us for the challenges that we will face in college and later on into our lives. By using the guide of St. Don Bosco, as well as the lessons taught by our teachers, we have the problem-solving skills to drive innovations in every aspect of the world. I would like to end my speech by wishing the best of luck to everyone in the Don Bosco Prep Class of 2022, and I offer a special thanks to the Salesian community, our teachers, and staff for all they have done to us throughout our 4 years and for their continued patience. Thank you.
With these exercises, the members of the graduating class of 2022 are successfully completing 4 years of study and close association with the administration, faculty, and staff of Don Bosco Preparatory High School. Prior to the awarding of diplomas, the graduates will be presented to the principal for validation. Will the members of the class of 2022 please stand?
Don Bosco Prep High School has received approval and accreditation of our educational program from the Middle States Association of Colleges and Schools. We are empowered to issue diplomas to our students who have satisfactorily completed a course of study prescribed by our chapter according to the standards maintained by the state of New Jersey. Acting in the name of the administration and faculty of Don Bosco Prep High School, and by the authority given me by the state of New Jersey and Archdiocese of Newark, I am honored to declare you the members of the class of 2022, graduates of Don Bosco Prep. You may be seated.
Good.
Good afternoon. Prior to the reading of the names, would you all join me in congratulating Mr. Robert Fazio, who's been on this journey with us for the last 6 years. Mr. Fazio. As I read your name, I would ask that you come forward to be recognized and have your picture taken with Father Abraham Feliciano, Mr. Fazio, and Mr. Azzolino. So that the names of all graduates may be heard, please refrain from applause until the names of all graduates have been called. Jack Charles Agradi. Presenting Jack's diploma is his father David, Don Bosco Prep class of 1988. Hunter Charles Albrecht. Tyler D. Alesso. Gabriel Thomas Alfonso. James Amoruso. Luke Thomas Anderson. Kai Gabriel Argyros. Tony Sima. Frank L. the Fifth. Joshua C. Baskerville. Joseph Battaglia. Max Christian Battaglia. Isaiah Belgrade. Michael Betsy Jr. Presenting Michael's diploma is his father, Bosco Prep class of 1990. Morgan E. Bird. Kyle Thomas Baum. Joseph A. Bosalina. David Hubertus Brain. Juan I. Bravo Pardo. John Thomas Brillo. Jackson Daniel Brooks. Kyle Busanich. Martin Gabriel Cabrera. Aiden Peter Cahill. Jack William Canizaro. Mason Michael Carfello. Antonio Lacap Caramusa. Aiden James Casey. Christopher Anthony Castrillion. Presenting Christopher's diploma is his father Michael, Don Bosco Prep class of 1990. Paul Brandon Sellis. George Chalet. Samuel Chang. Brendan Chia. Ben Chia. Timothy R. Suriello. Philip Scott Cohen. Sebastian Contreras Barragan. Sabato Giancarlo Corbisiero. Declan James Corcoran. Presenting Declan's diploma is his father Kevin, Don Bosco Prep class of 1986. James T. Cosgrove. Matthew J. Courtney. Vittorio H. Kuman. Errol Fielding Curry. Colin Joseph Custer. Caden Lawrence Dana. Michael Russell Danzy. Colin James Davidson. Thomas DeBellis. Kevin Joseph DeLucci. Nicholas Blaze DeVita. John F. Degman. John Rocco Joseph DeRico. William Hampton Dooley. Presenting William's diploma is his father Tim, Don Bosco Prep class of 1993. Gavin John Dorfler. Ryan Alejandro Doyle. Isaiah Randolph Edmond. Daniel James Eitner. Presenting Daniel's diploma is his father Joseph, Don Bosco Prep class of 1984. Matthew Gene Evans. Liam James Fay. Daniel G. Fellenzer. Nicholas T. Ferdinandi. Terrell Matthew Fernandez. Michael Finley. Michael James Florio. Frederick J. Pfluger. Matthew Thomas Forche. Presenting Matthew's diploma is his father Michael, Don Bosco class of 1997. Jace Albert Gallagher. Michael T. Galloway. Connor David Gerlach. Julian Earl Ginhart. Connor Patrick Gorman. Alfredo Eduardo Granados. Cole Hammond. Jack Ryan Aiken. Jake Robert Hanratty. Joseph Augustine Hart. Connor Gavin Hines. Timothy John Heinspitter III. Thomas Martin Uvain. Matthew Imbriano. Kevin M. Jaxel Jr. Jackson Riley Kamen. Connor Roy Kem. Farrell Race Kem. Ryan Patrick Kern. Christian Kim. Peter Lucas Clem. Hayden Knightley. Presenting Hayden's diploma is his father William, Don Bosco Prep class of 1985. Nicholas Vincent Koch. Jonathan Paul Cusick. Thomas Laquadera. Jonathan Lame. Sebastian R. Leon. William Lau Wang. Michael Alexander Lobiondo. Aiden Michael McGee. Aiden Matthew Mahoney. Michael Minardi. Richard Stanislaw Melissa. Benjamin Luke Manassapos. Robert Joseph Mancinelli. Reagan Nicholas Marino. Presenting Reagan's diploma is his father Chris, Don Bosco Prep class of 1990. Colton Gadzitsa Garum Marquis. Christopher Chase Martin. Ryan Paul Martinelli. Nasir A. Maryland. Juan Miguel Matos. Joseph M. Mazzola. Patrick John McDonnell. Gavin Jude Meany. Nicholas Edward Millimore. Anthony K. Modafferi IV. Alexander C. Molina. Killian Francis Moore. Kashif Khalid Salah Mustafa. David Mueller. Michael O. Murphy. David Stephen Musial. Devin Matthew Musial. Louis D. Neary III. John Rocco O'Gorman. Burton Jung O. Emmett James O'Malley. Sebastian Frederick Orth. Ian O'Neill Outlaw. Javion Jesus Ovalles. Alex Jungbae Park. Colin John Parker. Nicholas Kyle Passion. Michael Matei Pestic. Dylan John Petratus. Peyton Douglas Phillips. Anthony Jake Plunkett. Aiden Thomas Podest. Presenting Aiden's diploma is his father Brian, Don Bosco Prep class of 1986. Colin Mark Polakowski. Clayton Michael Poley. Peter Joseph Popovich. Luke Joseph Primavera. Zachary Michael Ravenel. Claudie Robinson Jr. Massimo Rodeo. William Connor Rosen. Braden Nicholas Rossi. Sebastian Matthew Ruzard. Robert Tyler Rowe. Rosario Charles Rufino. Giovanni Emilio Russo. Armando Humberto Santana. Pablo O'Neill Santos Jr. Thomas John Sawicki. Ian Matthew Scalabrini. Anthony V. Shiro. Nicholas Andrew Skura. Noah Sequeiros. Quinn Patrick Sidlecki. Alexander G. Simone. Jonathan William Sirico. John J. Saros. Luke James Skinner. Charles Paul Smith. Alexander Stankiewicz. Zachary Michael Nikita Stitchway. Francis Raymond Stillo. Brandon John Stewart. Michael A. Swords. Marlon Silage. Anthony Thomas Tan. Gianluca Pascal Tradici. Garrett Michael Van Blarkum DeLuise. Jake Dion Waldo. Christopher Ward. Presenting Christopher's diploma is his father Andrew, Don Bosco Prep class of 1978. Mark Woods. Matthew Wygonic. Quinn Okoyama. Smiths Youngs. Anthony Peter Zolo.
Congratulations to the class of 2022. And thank you, Mr. Donnelly, for doing a great job with all those names. Many students have done outstanding work in specific areas of study during their time at Don Bosco Prep and have been judged worthy of special recognition. These awards of excellence are presented by the administration and faculty to those students who have distinguished themselves through their commitment to the highest levels of scholastic excellence and achievement in specific areas of study, although not necessarily having received the highest overall average in that subject area. As the graduate's name is called, I would ask you to please come forward and receive your award. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Theology is awarded to Gianluca Tradici. The Gold Medal for Excellence in English is awarded to John O'Gorman. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Latin is awarded to Farrell Kem. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Spanish is awarded to Kashif Mustafa. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Italian is awarded to William Dooley. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Mandarin Chinese is awarded to Brendan Chia. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Mathematics is awarded to Patrick Mcdonnell. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Biology is awarded to Francis Stillo. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Chemistry is awarded to Noah Sequeiros. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Physics is awarded to Paul Sellis. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Social Studies is awarded to Sebastian Orth. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Business is awarded to Matthew Forche. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Art is awarded to Kevin DeLucci. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Concert Band is awarded to Nicholas DeVita. The Gold Medal for Excellence in String Orchestra is awarded to Samuel Chang. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Vocal Music is awarded to Gianluca Tradici. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Computer Science is awarded to Colin Davidson. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Robotics is awarded to Anthony Tan. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Physical Education is awarded to Timothy Ciriello. The Gold Medal for Excellence in Communication Arts is awarded to William Rosen. The Bronze Medal for Excellence is awarded to Colin Davidson. The Silver Medal for General Excellence is awarded to Christian Kim. And the Gold Medal for General Excellence is awarded to Patrick Mcdonnell. I would now like to invite Father Sasika, the coordinator of youth ministry, to come forward to announce this year's Don Bosco Award recipients.
Good evening, and congratulations to the class of 2022 and to the families. The Don Bosco Award is inaugurated at Don Bosco Prep High School to commemorate our 85th anniversary. The winners of this most prestigious award must meet certain and stringent criteria in the academic field as well as in co-curricular activities. The awardees must also demonstrate the qualities of character, service, and leadership, which are the hallmarks of a Salesian education. The following graduates have met and surpassed these criteria and are recognized with the Don Bosco Award. Please come forward when your name is called. Tony Asima. Michael Bestie. Kevin Delucci. Connor Hines. Aiden Portis. Claudie Robinson. William Rosen. Giovanni Russo. And Gianluca Tredici. Congratulations, guys. Now I would like to invite Father Abraham Feliciano, the director of Don Bosco Prep, to announce this year's Outstanding Graduate Award.
The Outstanding Graduate Award is presented to a senior who demonstrates superior qualities and virtue in all aspects of student life. He has demonstrated excellence in academics, loyalty, service to the school, and manifested a wholesome attitude during his 4 years at Don Bosco Prep. In short, he is a young man whom we desire all Don Bosco Prep students to emulate. This year, the award for Outstanding Graduate is presented to Mr. Burton O.
At this time, please stand for our benediction by our Vice Director, Father Lou Konopelski.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the many blessings that you have given to us. We thank you for the blessings on our church, our country, our Salesian family, and our school. We thank you for the blessings that you have bestowed on all the parents, educators, coaches, and others of goodwill who have helped contribute to the education that our graduates have received. We thank you for the blessings that you have bestowed upon the graduates themselves. May the lessons that they have learned here at our school serve them well in life. May it help them to take their rightful place in the world as good citizens, fathers, leaders, and brothers of all, under the protection of Mary, following the model of Christ and the lessons of St. John Bosco. And one day may they and all who come in contact with them arrive fully in your heavenly kingdom. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Mary, help of Christians, St. John Bosco, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Class of 2022, at this time, please move your tassel from right to left. Congratulations, you are now graduates.